Hey, what's going on, guys? Today we're taking a look at the Bunyip Boomerang, a kit that has a very interesting name, but this is of course the next release out from the Kyoukai Senki line here from Bandai in HG form. This would be our first kind of antagonist mecha from this series, as far as I understand it. Again, I've not seen the anime series so far, it just recently started, but that's what I gather just based on the design anyway. Let's go ahead and check out the box, we'll get some more information, and then we'll see what the kit is like. Alright, so the Bunyip Boomerang, yes, quite the name, and some very cool artwork here on the front. Not only does it have a very unique name, but it has a very unique design here, and right on the front of the box you can see just this very weird style head and its kind of arms, quote-unquote arms. It doesn't really have like full-on arms, but it's got these kind of just like weapons attached onto like the side of the body, sort of like Metal Gear-esque in just like kind of the basic shape of the design. So here on the side of the box you can see this number 2 in the line, and here on this side of the box you can see a better look at what that looks like front and back, with it standing with like the head and arms like tucked in there to the body, but then the head and the arms kind of like fold out of there, and so you got a little bit more, slightly more humanoid in its appearance here like that. But the legs are very interesting looking, so that's just like standing form, and then like walking form, those back bits fold up. So again, some really interesting articulation built into this one. You also have just the parked state, as it's called there, for when it's just not in use. So very interesting design with this one. Here on the other side there's a series lineup showing the Kenbu and the Jyogen, which is not released yet, but by the time you guys are seeing this video it might be released, or it's coming out very soon anyway. But there's the introduction right there to the story, which we've seen before, so let's get right into the manual first, and then we'll take a look at all the runners. Now on the top half, you got the box art once again. On the bottom half, you got an illustration of that in its patrol state and high mobility combat state there. So that's some nice illustration work, and a little bit of information here about the boomerang over there on the side. Taking a look at the back, we got some more information about the parked state and just the thing in general. It's got some machine cannons there for arms. It's got knives that kind of come out of like the middle of the torso there. And again, the patrol state and what it looks like up on a not included action base. And down here, we got some more about the tactical AI and the color guide down there at the bottom. On the inside, part of the construction is here in color, but most on the inside is just going to be there in black and white. We have our parts list here as well. And with that, let's go ahead and check out the runners. Starting off here is the foil sticker sheet, and unlike the Byakuchi and the Kenbu before it, very minimal here for the stickers. Obviously, it's just these little pink ones there for the kind of head cameras, and that's it. Runners A1 and A2 overlap a little bit right there for some doubles, but this is obviously all of our pieces here in that dark green color. Runner B is here in this dark bluish gray for some of the internal pieces and joints and things like that. That's continued on to runner C. Looks like probably a lot of parts for the legs mostly, and we got 2 of this C runner. Runners D1 and D2 are here in white, and again these overlap for some pieces that are going to be doubled there like that, and then some other pieces there for the head and a couple of little bits. And finally, runner E1 is a couple of parts here in molded gold, and runner E2 is a couple of pieces here in plain clear. These are like for the stands to help the kit stand up when it's in its high mobility form. So there you have it, guys. I can understand how the design of this one may not be for everyone, but I really like how unique it is, so I'm really looking forward to getting this one put together. Let me go ahead and do that, and we'll see how she looks. Alright guys, so we'll start off with the parked state, as it's kind of the most uninteresting, but it is really cool that it can just do it how it has like an inactive form. It's a kind of interesting gimmick. I think it's going to look much more interesting. It's going to be a lot more fun to play around with once we get it transformed into the patrol state or the high mobility combat state. Yeah, especially if you're planning on having a couple of these and having them set up in some sort of like diorama or a scene or something, then maybe having one parked and another one up in its patrol state, something like that could be very cool. So it's an interesting aspect of this kit, no doubt. But what I think is going to be even more interesting is when we get this opened up. So just to get it into its patrol state, basically leave the head or like the top half as it is. And you just open up the legs, and you'll notice when I'm opening up the legs, there is a little kind of peg that locks these into place when they're closed up like that. So when you pop it out, it does take a little bit of force. I guess actually for the patrol state, those are supposed to stay locked in like that, and we're only extending the bottom part of the leg. So you see these feet down here at the bottom move forward and back. You can also rotate them side to side, and they do rotate this way as well. So you got lots of movement there in those feet, and then the main part of the leg here just moves like that. At the hip, we can move this in and out. So you can also rotate that up and down. There's some movement here at the kind of midsection at the back. It exposes that gold little piston detail part, which is very cool. You have rotation between the top and bottom half of the body, and so that's going to be the extent of your movement here for the patrol state, which is very cool. And you can see we got the guns down there. Those are going to fold out for our high mobility combat state, so you can fold those down. Those will also rotate, and you can kind of change the angle of those in every which way for moving those around, which will be kind of essentially what would be its arms. And yeah, for the high mobility state is when you're going to completely unlock the legs and open those up to their highest form. Can also pop out the head, so that just opens up and exposes those longer pink stickers along the side there. And then we've got some movement of this to the side, left and right, up and down. So you've got lots of movement here of the head, which looks very cool. And we've got our clear pieces here, which are going to help us stand up. Those will just plug right into there, and that will help for keeping the feet solid, as it doesn't really have a lot of space there for the feet on the ground. For the knife bits out of the chest, basically you're just going to replace this part. So just take off this white panel here on the front of there, pop this in its place, so that's in a ball joint that can move around. Pop this little mini arm there in its place, and that's on a little ball joint, so that can move around. You also got a hinge up and down, and you can change the angle of this up and down here and there. So for a tiny little stabby arm there, it is a pretty cool weapon, I gotta say. And for a size comparison, if we take a look at this compared with the Melee's Kenbu and also just your standard HD 1/44 scale Gundam, you can see it's going to be quite tall, so it's got a really nice size to it as well. And without having any other real accessories or any other like external weapons or anything like that, there's not really too much else to say about the kit itself, except that it is a lot of fun. I really like how unique and different this is, and at first I was kind of worried that maybe it'll just be a little bit simple and it's a unique design, but I didn't know like how really fun it was going to be to kind of play around with it. But I gotta say, I actually really quite enjoy this kit. I was really interested in the design, and it actually ended up being a lot more fun than even I was expecting. So that's really nice when you have a kit that you get and it just kind of surprises you in a way, and just how much that you end up enjoying the kit. And I definitely enjoyed this one. So I gotta say, guys, definitely highly recommend it. If I would recommend it necessarily over the Byakuchi or over the Kenbu, it's kind of hard to say because it's just so different. So I would say that I would definitely still recommend you guys pick up one of those, like more standard types. It's not necessarily like a one or the other between this because this is so different, but I would definitely recommend checking out this, and I would also recommend checking out one of the like standard Melee's designs, like the Byakuchi or the Kenbu, or one of the future ones that are coming out, as there's still a number of kits coming out in the line. But overall, after the third release, I gotta say I'm very impressed with this line so far, and definitely looking forward to building some more as they continue to come out. But what do you guys think of the line so far? What are some of your favorite designs? Is this one the one that you particularly really like, or is it a bit too weird, or do you like this one more than the others two so far? Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below, and then of course if you have any other further questions, you can leave those there for me also. I'll try to answer those for you guys. If you want to check out any of these kits for yourself or anything else from Bandai, of course you can do that at USA Gundam Store. The link and coupon code for you guys to use will be down in the video description below. Thank you to them as always for making the reviews possible. Thank you guys for your support, liking the video, commenting, subscribing. That's all greatly appreciated. Thank you all so much. Until next time, hope you're all having a great day. I'll see you guys later. Bye bye.